dollar CAD has been ranging like crazy, moving sideways like crazy for the past week, and literally last night finally broke out of that range, and you can see it's been pushing all the way down over here, and a lot of traders have been trapped by dollar CAD, was stuck in dollar CAD. Me myself also, I was stuck in dollar CAD, but fortunately for me, I was stuck in this trade, but in my favor, because this was a classic supply and demand smart money trading setup. Okay, and we can see here, like I said, it's finally broken out of that range. It's now testing this demand level over here. It's actually a demand zone over here, this demand zone which was identified from February. Okay, for those of you that have my free video training will know exactly what I'm talking about. But let's look at how this classic supply and demand trade setup on CAD actually played out for the past week and a half or so, because yeah, pretty crazy sideways moves on dollar CAD. But if you follow the smart money, you trade like a smart trader, you would have caught these trades in the trades and basically been on the right side of the market because you were trading with the smart money. So I'm going to go to the first setup here, which trader was in on the 29th of July. We can see classic price came and tested the demand level, okay, which we identified long ago. Tested the demand level again. When price tests the demand level, bounces off a demand level, we want to start looking at buying. And very interesting thing here which I want to cover in this trade was, again, when you enter the trade and you put your stop loss, yes, you want to put your stop loss on the most recent fractal high, most recent fractal low. But when the level is testing, when price is testing the demand level, okay, and you can see here it was testing the demand level, pretty much touching the demand level quite a few times. What you want to do when you enter the trade and you put your stop loss, you want to put your stop loss, okay, outside of the demand zone or outside of the supply level, which is exactly what I did. I put my stop loss all the way down here, and as you can see, the trade did trigger and pulled back down to the demand level, okay, pushed back and tested the demand level again. And fortunately, because my stop loss was outside of that demand zone, okay, I put it below that fractal over here, which I saw on the 28th of July. Literally just put it below that fractal over there, and as we can see, price came, tested the demand level again. But again, like I'm saying, you put in your entry, you put in your stop loss, you put your target, you let the smart money take care of the rest. But this is a classic example of, again, why you need to put your stops out of the demand or the supply zone so that you don't get stopped by the stop hunts. So classic came, didn't hit my stop loss, simply just whizzed past it, and then eventually pushed off the demand level. And as you can see, look how it pushed off that demand level. Okay, nice and heavy push, buying pressure straight to the take profit, made an easy 40 pips on the 45 pips on this trade, trading off the demand level, buying off the demand zone. And then as we can see there, price pushed off the demand zone to go and test the supply level. So classic supply and demand trading, and again came and tested the supply zone over here. So as you can see, this these three lines is supply number 1, supply number 2, supply number 3, but is a supply zone. So price came in to go and test the supply zone, and again I was trading this USDCAD in line with the high impact news, which I've showed you guys I don't know how many times how to trade the high impact news like a smart trader. But again, this was setting up nicely throughout the week when the news was being released. So we had price come and test the supply zone. Again, when price comes and tests the supply zone, you want to be selling. And as you can see, again, classic here, put the stop loss, let's delete this one over here, again put the stop loss outside of the supply zone, okay, because again you don't want to get caught in the stop hunts by the bank. So outside of the supply zone, put my stop loss. You can see the trade did trigger on the 31st of July, triggered over there, and as you can see, started to pull back into the supply zone, and again went supply 1, supply 2, supply 3, and again stop loss was outside of that zone, so my stops were safe, the trade was safe. Price came and you can see it was pretty much moving sideways for like since the 31st of July, pushing sideways move. Eventually, as we can see there, pushed back down off the supply level. So again, there were so many opportunities for you to enter the sell here off the supply level, but I was already in from the 31st of July, so literally was just sitting on my hands waiting for the trade to move and show me what's going on here. And you can see here, pushed off the supply level, kind of pushed back again to the supply level, and then yesterday afternoon we can see eventually the banks showed their hands, pushed the price down, boom, straight to the demand level. Had my target just before the demand level over here, but I could see price came reversed, closed the trade off the demand level. Again, another, what is this, where did I enter, trying to collect another 50 pips on this trade. So collected another 50 pips on this trade. Eventually price broke through this demand level yesterday, and we can see it's going and hunting this demand zone over here, which I identified on this demand zone from February. Okay, February 2020 demand zone. So already we know now, classic supply and demand trading, looking for now buying opportunities on USDCAD, testing the demand zone. And yeah, it's pretty interesting week. Now we can see price is starting to push now, price is starting to move. It's the first week of the month. We already know the banks are playing in the game there. There's high impact news galore all over the place. But if you want to know how I identify the supply and demand levels, so you can trade these supply and demand, classic supply and demand setups like a smart trader, check the link in the description for the free video training on how to identify your supply and demand levels in 4 easy steps, and also check in the description for the video on how I made 30 pips in 30 minutes on USDCAD, and also how to trade Forex news using Forex Factory in 2020 like a smart trader. Check the link in the description for that video, because already you know it's high impact news coming up. NFPs coming up on Friday, so you need to be ready for the banks. You want to trade like a smart trader and follow the smart money. Aweh Millionaire, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment and subscribe and hit that bell. Batman, Batman, Batman.